We do a lot of stories on this show about farmers and how they produce commodities they raise. But this story is about a business that takes those locally produced products and combines them into something very tasty. Hugh Balthrop is the owner of Sweet Magnolia Ice Cream Company in Clarksdale in the Mississippi Delta. But he was born and raised in Washington, D.C.
And I had an art gallery for about 5 years in Adams Morgan section of Washington, D.C. And that is where I met my wife in Washington, D.C.
They got married and moved to Clarksdale, where she spent her summers growing up.
And so we've been here since 2000. And since then we have 3 adorable children, 13, 10, and 7, and all Delta babies.
He got into the ice cream business because he liked to do what many of us like to do.
I started making ice cream for my children at home in the kitchen, and that turned into making it for friends and family, and that turned into basically giving away the product to local restaurants. And then I went online and purchased as many books as I could get my hands on about ice cream making. I got as much information as I could through online, through the internet, and ended up going to Penn State University ice cream course, and I also studied under a gelato master. And so that is what led me here today.
Balthrop says he likes to use locally sourced ingredients whenever possible. The main ingredient for Sweet Magnolia ice cream comes from the cream harvested from grass-grazed cows on a farm in Oxford run by Billy Ray Brown. It's a small family dairy that has a loyal following.
Once they get to buying from you, and I think, you're selling a product, but you're also, not that you're selling yourself, but, we try to get people here to our farm. We give free tours. We don't charge anything. We want them to come see these cows, how they're milked, how they're treated. And those people, it does make them feel good to know where that milk's coming from.
But that's not the only local ingredients in Sweet Magnolia ice cream.
Right around the corner we have Miss Mary's pound cake. We have a Miss Mary's pound cake gelato that we do, and so she makes the best pound cake in the world. We have honey, local honey from Powell and Sons around the corner in Vance. That's just right around the corner. We use eggs, pastured eggs from People's Farm in Oxford, Mississippi. We use pecans from Indianola. We use, of course, blueberries from Peggy's Blueberry Farm. We use peaches from McCullough Peach Farm outside of Batesville, Mississippi. So we try to use as many local ingredients as possible.
Technically, Balthrop is making gelato, not ice cream. Gelato has less air pumped into it than traditional ice cream and is creamier and smoother, so it gives a more powerful, intense flavor. He uses an Italian-made ice cream machine to mix batch after small batch.
We put, probably about 8 liters in here at a time. So the process is, we mix by hand. It's not a pre-made mix. We use the sugar, the dextrose for anti-freezing properties of that, and milk cream, sometimes eggs. For our French vanilla, we use eggs. And so we blend it and we put it in top of this batch freezer. And this is a pasteurizer, and it goes to about 85 degrees Celsius. It stays up top for about 8 minutes, and then we put it in the freezing chamber for about 8 minutes, and in about 16 minutes you have gelato, about 8 liters of gelato.
At that point, the gelato is hand-packed into small containers for sale.
I would have to say our biggest seller is, between salty caramel and Delta Gravel, which is a salty caramel, with Delta buttered pecans that we put in there. We call it Delta Gravel. And whiskey and pecans is a top seller. Delta buttered pecans is a top seller. Cookies and cream is a kid's favorite.
Being a small company, distribution is one of the major issues he faces. Currently, you can find Sweet Magnolia ice cream in Clarksdale, Cleveland, Oxford, Jackson, South Haven, Hernando, and a few other small North Mississippi towns. He's also got it in some stores and restaurants in Memphis, Nashville, the Gulf Coast, and in Alabama. And he's working on a cost-effective means of shipping nationwide. His goals are to be able to hire more young people from the community, continue to support local farmers, and make Sweet Magnolia a household name.
We started out in the kitchen, like I said, and until my wife kicked me out pretty much. And so right now we're in a business development chamber of commerce space of 3,800 square feet. And we try to focus on putting just a great product out, using quality ingredients. And so far the community has been behind it, and they've shown a lot of love and support. So hopefully we're headed your way real soon.